On April the 11th, 2018, right here on this channel, Chris published a video titled Hidden Secrets in the Handshake Revealed. It was based on highly confidential and secret information from credible sources about the deep state thinking on the Uhuru Kenyatta exit strategy from the presidency. Listening again to the same video today, almost 4 years later, things have played out exactly as predicted. This confirms that the deep state thinking on Raila Odinga, whom they still fear, and William Ruto must be very accurate in this video. Listen to what Chris said then and get the creeps. A very warm welcome, and now let's listen to what Chris said 4 years ago.
Now, what has happened is that we have had a repeat of history, because what has happened in 2017 is very similar to what happened in 2007. But the situation is much more difficult for Uhuru Kenyatta vis-a-vis where an exit strategy is concerned, because Samoei Kibaki had the advantage of a coalition government. Uhuru Kenyatta does not. Now, let's look at a few scenarios about 2022, okay, so that we understand exactly what's happening right now, okay. Now imagine in 2022 William Ruto wins the presidency, okay. We're just taking hypothetical situations, so don't get too excited, or too livid. Now the truth is, even if William Ruto keeps his promise, and protects the retired, at that time the retired President Uhuru Kenyatta, there'll still be another very big problem, and that's a very strong opposition, a united NASA, fighting against Ruto, okay, and fighting against electoral injustice of 2017. That will not go away easily. And so let me spell it out, okay. A Ruto presidency is not in the best interests of Uhuru Kenyatta. That should be obvious. However, it is true that also a Raila Odinga presidency or a NASA presidency would also not be very good for Uhuru Kenyatta in 2022. So what do? You take a third option. Because let's be very clear here. The main threat to a good and effective exit strategy for Uhuru Kenyatta is not DP Ruto. The main problem, the main hindrance, the main threat is NASA, and especially one Raila Odinga. And so what do? You make a deal with Raila Odinga, okay? What you give Raila Odinga is power, What you give Raila Odinga is a promise of a smooth sailing to the presidency in 2022. Even if not for him, for a well-chosen, carefully picked NASA candidate. Now, for this to work out properly, you'll need something very important. You'll need an alliance between the Luo community and the Kikuyu. Now I can hear somebody already shouting, impossible, okay? Let me just remind you of something. In 2013, who believed that the Kikuyu community would go into an alliance with the Kalenjin community? Now I realize maybe a lot of us here were not grown-ups in 2007. We don't know what happened. But in those clashes of 2007, who are the main, the people at the forefront of the battle? Which were the two communities at the forefront of the battle? It is the Kalenjin community and the Kikuyu. And so I put it to you, an alliance between the Kalenjin and the Kikuyu, would have been more impossible, than the current situation of an alliance between the Luo community and the Kikuyu. And you dress it very effectively. You say what you're doing is healing the rift which has been there for decades, since even before independence, between the Luo community and the Kikuyu. And you say you want to heal that. Perfect opportunity for a very good union. Electoral injustice, that will be dealt with very easily. Because what will happen is that a few scapegoats will have to face the music. Okay? Done deal. Now that is the perfect, most effective exit plan, exit strategy for President Uhuru Kenyatta. That should be very clear. Now it is much easier to understand very strange things happening in Kenya, like the 36 bloggers promoting Raila. Yeah, at first that really puzzled me. I just couldn't understand what was going on. And now you understand why DP William Ruto is fighting overtime. And there's something even more explosive in the works. Yeah, it would seem that if our theory is correct, that a fallout between the URP wing of Jubilee and the TNA wing of Jubilee is very, very probable. Yeah, I think you get my drift. If I can spell it out, a DP Ruto presidency is not feasible, yeah, for an effective Uhuru Kenyatta exit strategy. That's what it is. Folks, you'll also be able to understand other strange things happening, yeah, like Moses Kuria holding a fundraiser bang in the middle of Luo Nyanza. Yeah, and there's much more to come in the coming weeks and months. The rift between these two communities is going to be healed, or rather there's going to be a very major effort to heal it. Yeah, and the whole end game, now you already know. Now, of course, Uhuru Kenyatta made a deal with William Ruto, yeah, that as soon as he's done with his presidency, that he will support Ruto to take over. But then things change, and this is politics, okay? And now the circumstances just do not allow a William Ruto presidency. It's really as simple as that. Now, where does Miguna come into all this? Good question. Now, Miguna is an obstacle and a threat to this strategy, yeah, to this Luo-Kikuyu union. And that is why he has been handled the way he has been, yeah. And that is why top wigs within ODM have not spared a thought to fully support Miguna, okay? That's really what it is. But of course, somebody somewhere has recognized that Miguna remains a major threat, yeah, to Uhuru Kenyatta's exit strategy. And so the new plan seems to be to allow Miguna into the country, yeah, and allow him to go all out in his political campaigns. And two things will happen. One, he's bound to trip himself up in the long campaigns before the next elections. And then number two, politically speaking and on paper, it is unlikely that Miguna will be able to defeat the mighty Luo-Kikuyu union or coalition going into any election. It's highly unlikely. Of course, I discuss this in much deeper detail. I give quite a number of other bits of information that I was not able to share on this open channel in my Club 1999. But folks, that is really what it is. When you consider what I've just told you, then everything happening on our political scene is no longer confusing. It becomes crystal clear, okay? And we understand why all the very strange, indeed bizarre things happening are happening. The long and short of it is that we are headed towards a repeat of 2013, where very unlikely partners came together and won an election. Now, I must emphasize that that is what is being planned. Okay, that is what man is planning. But God has his own different plans. Number two, things politically in Kenya have changed. This would have worked like magic in 2013 or even 2007. However, we're in the year 2018, yeah, and things have really changed. Okay, one thing we know is that tribalism in our politics is dying. Yeah, it's on its deathbed. It may not be obvious to all of us, but that is a fact. And that is why I say there's a very high likelihood that this plan, this master stroke, will not work after all. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.
Out of all the political books I've ever written, and there are quite a number, Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency stands out as an amazing bestseller. Yeah. And also many consider it a classic because it takes a look at the office of the Presidency of the Republic of Kenya like nobody else has ever done before, or even to date. And many of those who have taken in this amazing ebook say that they just couldn't stop reading through. Yeah. They just couldn't put it down. Maybe that has a lot to do with some of the mind-boggling information contained in this book. Did you know, for example, that Jomo Kenyatta once confessed in public that he would never, ever touch alcohol again? Many people don't know that, and they don't even know the circumstances. But many of us know that the first president of Kenya, during his presidency, enjoyed the occasional stiff drink, when his health allowed, despite the earlier firm promise he had made in public earlier in his life. And don't even mention the scene painted very clearly in the book, where a small boy, shivering because it was raining cats and dogs, and carrying a 2-year-old baby on his back, arrived at the home of his grandfather, who made some predictions that dominated his life, frustrated him for the rest of his life, until that prediction came true. Or maybe it is because of the picture painted of Daniel Arap Moi, especially during his first cabinet meeting, where it was difficult for him even to look up. And even the other cabinet ministers, some of them who had been harassing him for years, could not look at him straight in the eye. There was so much tension at that cabinet meeting, captured perfectly, accurately in Dark Secrets. It is totally amazing. And there's much more, right up to the Kibaki presidency. Now I have some amazing news for you. This book is available in video format. That is, you don't even have to read it. Many people hate to read. They don't have the time to read. You can take it in as a video. You can take it in as an audiobook. Listen to it right through. And I have an amazing offer for you today. Not only will I send you the ebook in PDF format, you can even print it out as a book and read it. I will also send it to you in video format, so that you can listen to it right through or watch it right through. Amazing, isn't it? But there's more. If you take advantage of this very latest offer of mine, I will give you 6 months membership free to my weekly intelligence briefings. That means if you already have 6 months, I will add you another 6 months on top of what you have, so that you have a whole year to enjoy my weekly intelligence briefings. And by the way, I have quite a number of briefings, Jikoni, that I'm preparing, which I'll release in quick succession within the next few days. And those are weekly intelligence briefings you don't want to miss. So don't waste any time. For slightly above $10 for a little money, you can't even go into most restaurants with that kind of money, you'll be able to receive both the PDF format of Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency and the video version. So don't waste any time. You can see the details on your screens right now. Just send a blank email to that email address you see, and you'll receive full payment instructions on what to do. The same payment instructions are repeated in the description area below this video on YouTube. Go for it. This offer is only for a very limited time. So take full advantage of it. And of course, in taking up this offer, you'll also be supporting the work I do on this channel. And if you believe this work is important, then you will be doing something very important in getting hold of Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency. Go for it right away. Asanteni sana for your time. This is your humble servant, Chris Kumekucha. when God gives you a gift, it is not for you. It is not for your family. It is for other people. You're supposed to use your gift to change the lives of other people. And for those who seek happiness in this life, nothing will make a human being happier. Trust me, nothing in this world will make a human being happier than the knowledge that they have changed one person's life forever. Yeah? Now, I've been very fortunate to have been very gifted by God. And not only gifted, but also trained in the renowned University of Hard Knocks. Yeah? The harsh university of this life. And I feel very privileged and very humbled, yeah, to get to know all the time that I've changed many people's lives forever. I even know a couple of people who no longer come to this channel. Not because they hate me, but because they are busy these days. So busy that they hardly have time, but they've regained their dignity. They're putting food on the table. They're doing a lot of things, amazing things. And all thanks to some books I produced, which you can see on your screens right now, that changed their lives. Not only did they get that idea that changed everything, but they also got the skills to be able to sell without looking like they're selling. Because it's one thing to get a brilliant idea to make money, but it's quite another to do it practically and get people interested and get somebody to actually pay you real money for what it is you're offering. It is also one thing to have a business that is struggling, a business operating way below its true potential. That's one thing. And it's quite another to turn around that business so that it prospers. You have plenty of customers. My sincere hope in making this short clip is to influence and change the lives of many more Kenyans, because that is my mandate. That is what I was born to do. And I felt that this is the perfect time. Many people have been hit very hard by the COVID manenos. Life has become very difficult, almost unbearable for some. Some businesses that were making serious money before Corona are now struggling. Others have shut down completely. There is no better time for these two amazing titles have produced. 101 brilliant business ideas or money-making ideas that will thrive in the country called Kenya and well beyond, almost anywhere in the world. And how to get plenty of customers immediately, very quickly. For only $25, you can have both ebooks, life-changing ebooks. And for only $15, you can have only the ideas. Now you can see details on your screens right now. You will find full payment details in the description area below this video on YouTube. Go for it. I highly recommend it. And I have a suggestion. Maybe you're okay. You're doing okay. I would suggest that you get it for a friend. You get the books for a friend, a relative, or somebody you know who is having it very difficult right now. It'll help them. It'll change their lives. And you'll have helped me to touch one more life, to change one more life, because that is my mission. Asante sana.